Tongo etana butu einda Kembo na Zambe etondi mokili Zambe bolingo Zambe nanguya Bikera mubiso Tokumisa Yahweh Katine sengo.
I'd always been interested in the concept of coaches and managers in junior rugby at home that spend a lot of time coaching their own kids, but the ability to take that into an area where kids don't have that level of support coming from the communities.
It was amazing coming in, looking outside of the plane with the Vic Falls, but also coming over Livingston. That whole feel of Africa, the heat, the smell, the friendly faces, yeah, it's just been amazing.
I was born in Zambia, and it's the second time I've been back since I was born. I came here 2 years ago with my family, and we actually went to the lower Zambezi, and we spent some time here in Livingston as well. So it's good to be back, and it's good to be coaching some of the kids here in the local community.
The children, the people, they're just so happy.
Beaming faces coming out of you at every corner, just wanting to touch and grab you and talk to you and find out where you're from and shake your hand.
They're so friendly, they're so keen to please, they're carrying our bags, they want to take the ball bags, want to take your rucksack.
The willingness of the kids, you'd like to take half a dozen of them home and blend them in with the kids we've got, and I think they'd toughen up our kids.
They're so interested in what we're here for, they're so interested in being a part of it, so it's just that enthusiasm which is rubbing off on me. Hopefully you can see that enthusiasm on me because it is totally rubbed off.
A lot of these children have never played rugby before, have just been introduced to it. Their energy is beyond anything I've experienced before.
And I think you could make some really decent rugby players in a very short time with their passion and enthusiasm.
We had an organisation that was using rugby as a vehicle to support communities and schools in areas such as Zambia and other destinations like India and Ghana. What's fantastic about it is using something that we're all passionate about, and that's rugby. We're training local teachers and students to then take on the roles of being coaches at a junior level. So in a sense, creating organised junior sport, which currently just doesn't even exist here.
I've learned a lot, I'm developing skills because we learn from each other.
This keeps them fit, keeps them healthy, and everyone is okay. As you can see, others are going to school when they find their friends playing. They want to join there and then instead of going for classes. So everyone is interested.
The first 3 days of coaching is really about mass involvement, but then from our point of view, starting to identify and break down teams within each of the schools that they can play each other. We've broken down the ability to actually select a team for that school, which is the tournament day.
So it's comp day today, it's great to be here, the kids are really, really excited.
It's quite a big deal, so there's local dignitaries and even politicians here in Livingston that will be attending. The kids do a march past to show off their school, and then they get presented with jerseys, and so yeah, it's a fantastic day.
When you train these kids, today they are playing this tag rugby. 5 years, 10 years from now, they'll play the contact rugby. Afterwards, they'll be the champion of the world. Really appreciate.
Tag Rugby Trust as a charity is something that we wanted to support.
To work with something that's already been in place since about 2006 here in Africa, and it's done such a great job.
We went out to our contacts and our friends and we said, look, this is what we're doing, and the money that you donate is going to go directly to the source over here as part of our tour over there. And that's enabled us to do some small community jobs such as painting classrooms. So we've replaced blackboards, we've repainted, and it's just simple stuff. But the funny thing is, when you come into a school of a morning, what you see is kids everywhere sweeping, cleaning. Their pride within their school is huge, but they just don't have the resources or the funding to the maintenance of keeping those schools going. So we went and got our hands dirty, we're covered in paint.
It's easy to sit in our little coffee shops in Mossman and drink our lattes and make a donation to World Vision or whatever and make ourselves feel better, but coming out here really brings back to the front of the mind. We need to be doing more, and hopefully there's a few projects that we can identify here where not only can we provide some dollars, but get some on-ground help to use those dollars for specific community projects.
What we'd like to do, and part of this trip, is to identify a couple of more major projects to then come back and help this process go through to a next level. And one of our goals is potentially look at creating a rugby club here in Zambia that's providing community sport for those kids to play in. It would double up as a community health centre and education centre on things like malaria, AIDS, blood testing. So as far as fundraising, that's the next level that we'd like to look at going to.